Hello and welcome to Celebrating Simple Life. I'm Kimberly and I've been planning parties and incredible events for the past 15 years. I'm passionate about connecting people, making gatherings purposeful, and making the most out of every moment. Join me as we learn together how to find joy, celebrate the simple things in life, use events to grow your business, entertain with purpose, and have a whole lot of fun along the way. Cheers to Celebrating Simple Life. I could not be more excited to let you know that Shine Summit tickets are now available. Shine Summit takes place October 1st, 2020. So you have lots of time to reflect, think about how this event might be exactly what you have been looking for. This is going to be a day that will change your life. If you are an entrepreneur or a leader in your industry, maybe you're dreaming of making changes in your life, you will not want to miss this opportunity. When you take time to invest in you, your business, it affects all the areas in your life. It benefits your family, your community, and all the relationships around you. I am literally so passionate about connecting people in ways that help them grow, and this Shine Summit is the perfect opportunity for that. I have experienced firsthand how investing in myself and in my business by attending an event such as this can absolutely change the trajectory of your life, because it has happened to me. Here's why this is powerful. Life is hard. Business is hard. And some days it honestly doesn't take much to feel like everything is going in a chaotic direction. And what is the point of putting in all of the work and effort that running a business and being a leader within your organization takes? But I'm here to tell you that Shine Summit will not only inspire you and give you all of the feels, you guys, but this Shine Summit is going to give you hands-on, tangible tools that will help directly take your life and your business to the next level. Being surrounded by like-minded individuals and those who have been in their entrepreneurial and business journeys longer than maybe you have is absolutely essential. Hearing from them, hearing their stories, hearing their mistakes, and how they're willing to share their experiences, vulnerability, and really try to help you avoid those same mistakes. We have experts from all over that are going to be coming to share their expertise and to grow together. You will be blown away by our headliner, Sarah Heron. Isn't that the girl from The Bachelor? Why, yes, it sure is. Sarah is a force to be reckoned with, and she has taken her experience of being on a public television show and putting her story out there in the world and taking her disability that she was born with and turning it into something extraordinary. She has an incredible story, an incredible business sense, and she is such an inspiring woman. And you get to hang out with her and be inspired. This summit has been created to surround you with a community of incredible women who will challenge you, help you grow and thrive, and we want to see you there. Imagine the energy, joy, and engaging lessons that you get to be a part of and incorporate those directly into your life and business in ways that are specifically tailored to you. We will be talking about leadership, marketing, social media, overcoming adversity, reinventing your business in new and unique ways. This is not the type of conference where you are just going to hear speeches and leave with a few notes. If you are struggling in finding your niche, to sell more, to organize your finances, or maybe you're even afraid to admit the things that you wish you understood in business, then this is the place for you. This is a summit where you will be challenged to be interactive, to dig deeper in order to achieve the goals that you are dreaming up. Shine Summit is being hosted in the most beautiful event space where everyone attending is there for the same purpose, to shine. These tickets are going to sell out fast, and as a listener of Celebrating Simple Life, the podcast, you are the first to know. Check out shinecollective.ca for all the juicy details. Today on the show, I am so excited to have entrepreneur and maker of pretty things, my friend Megan Hammond, founder of Elizabethlyn. Her jewelry line carries necklaces, earrings, and bracelets featuring gold, raw brass, and semi-precious stones. Megan always keeps it real, and she is an absolute gem. She is going to chat with us today about life as an entrepreneur, growing her jewelry business, and perhaps what we can anticipate this fall. She may even have an exciting announcement to share. I am so excited to chat with her, so tune in. We are going to hear all about what is going on in your world of Megan and world of Elizabethlyn and everything in between. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you.
Thank you for asking me. This is so fun. I feel very important with this microphone.
Just hanging out, you and me. It's good. So I know you, but I want everybody listening how they haven't heard of you, if they haven't already, they're missing out. But if you have heard of her, obviously you're following Elizabethlyn on Instagram, online. But for those of you who haven't heard of her, Megan, tell us a little bit about you.
Me.
And what should we know about you?
Well, my name is Megan, and I am the owner, creator, designer, the every person pretty much behind Elizabethlyn Jewelry.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah. I wear many hats as a solo entrepreneur and mom to a almost 3-year-old. Oh my God.
How did that happen? Little guy.
Oh,
he's
so
cute.
He's lucky. He's so cute. Terrible twos are definitely a thing. We're going into the 3-nager in October, so that'll be fun.
Ages and stages. I can tell you it does get easier.
That's what people keep telling me. Holding on to that.
I also don't have boys, so I'll just let you navigate that.
Yeah.
My girls are, they're different than boys.
Yeah. I definitely have a boy.
Okay.
So I'm a solo entrepreneur. I design jewelry. I'm a mama. I don't know.
Great. Just a few things on the go then.
A little bit. I'm kind of busy, but I love it.
So tell me, how did Elizabethlyn come to be? First of all, for those that don't know, tell us the story behind why your business is called Elizabethlyn.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Elizabeth is my middle name, and Lynn is my sister's middle name. I like to call her my big sister. She gets mad at me when I say, why do you have to say I'm your big sister? Because it's my little dig. That's why.
Because I will always be a little bit younger.
Yeah. My sister Jen's middle name. And so when I started playing around with jewelry, and I'm self-taught, so I just kind of taught myself along the way, and then it kind of took off. I realized I needed to name it, and I honestly was trying to think about it the other day, and I don't think I even really thought about it. I was like, well, obviously it's just Elizabethlyn Jewelry.
Just meant to be.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that. Nice. I like that. So when did you, so you mentioned that you just sort of started this and it was happening. So when would you say that Elizabethlyn, or you realized that this was actually a business and this was something that you could move forward and do, and not just do it on the side, or not have to have another job or something like that? How did that evolve from where did you begin, and maybe what were you doing beforehand that led you to being oh, hey, I should make jewelry?
Yeah. So it's kind of an interesting path, I guess you would say. So way back in the day of around 10 years ago, because I can't remember.
Somewhere in the abyss of 10 years. Okay.
Yeah, when I was a little bit younger. I owned and operated a retail store downtown in Saskatoon called Paisley Party and Gift Boutique. And some people might remember that.
I do recall that adorable little place.
Yeah, so I was operating that, and I carried some Canadian-made jewelry, and I don't know, just one day kind of had the thought I could probably do this. I've always been a really creative person. I was kind of craving an outlet, and so I got a few tools, a few beads and some chain, and Googled some things, and away I went. And I actually used my store as a platform to just kind of test the waters. So I kind of just casually put some pieces out on the shelf, and I didn't tell any of my customers it was me.
Cool.
And
Top
just,
secret.
Yeah, just started buying it.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, like obviously people like it, so I'll do more, and I kind of expanded from there. And then it became like a really, really important big outlet for me because I was going through a divorce as well near the end of my store. So I kind of put all my energy into...
Used it for good?
Yeah, I used it for good and channeled it. And it blossomed into this really beautiful outlet and business. And yeah, I knew... being in Saskatoon and the small business community, I obviously knew other small business owners who reached out and asked to carry it in their store, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And then back in 2014 is when I actually launched my website, and then I took a little bit of a leap and did jewelry full-time for about 6 months. But at that time in my life, I just kind of realized like I needed more social stimulation than working from home. And was offered a position. So it's kind of been like I did it full time, and then I went back to work but was still doing it a little bit, and then I actually needed to take a bit of a break because what I found I was doing was just saying yes to all the things, which I think as entrepreneurs and like a maker, if you will,
yes.
we kind of like have to do at the beginning to get your name out there and to get loyal customers and all that kind of stuff. But I was finding myself saying yes to everything, and probably only about 30% of it was, what I actually wanted to do or enjoy doing. So I kind of burnt myself out a little bit, had to take a bit of a break. And then I started gearing up again with it when I was like 8 months pregnant, because that's smart.
Why not?
And then kind of like, I'm so happy that I had such amazing, loyal customers. Like, my people didn't leave me. They were still there, even though I wasn't very active on the old Instagram. Yeah. But I kind of started up again, and then Asher came 3 weeks early.
Perfect. Just what you need.
Just gearing up, and then had a baby, and I had like orders like packed, and I'm in the hospital like messaging people like, so I actually had my baby early, and they're like, oh my god, I don't need my necklace. That's totally fine.
You're still in the mesh panties. Don't worry about my order.
Seriously. The backless gown, the whole beautiful birthing.
The whole experience. That's for a whole nother podcast.
Yes, that is for a whole nother. Let's do that, but with wine next time. Yeah. And then, when I was on mat leave with Asher, I just found, like, I don't know how I had time with a newborn to do it, but I did. And I just kept gearing up and, like, found my creativity, found my niche, like, that summer after he was born. And then I actually got laid off while I was on maternity leave. The company I was working for, shut the doors of a lot of stores. And so it was kind of the universe. We decided, saying, like, why don't we try?
Go for it, girl.
Yeah, full time. And here we are. He's almost 3, and...
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I always find that the path of getting, I think for people that are listening who are maybe in all different stages of a business, whether it be just the dream stage where maybe for years they've been dreaming about something, or just in the preliminary stages and are still working a like daytime job but trying to do this evening and weekends and on the side, whatever stage, or whether you've been in business for 20, 30 years, there's always these like paths and these stories that I feel is like one of the consistent things that you hear amongst entrepreneurs, where it's like something happened, doors closed, and it's the people that are willing to say, this isn't a slamming door in my face, this is like a new door opening.
Totally. Or like, I see that window over there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go that way.
Right?
Yeah, I think too, like, as a creative entrepreneur as well, like, and by that I mean, like, I'm in a field where I literally create things.
Yeah.
I'm used to kind of thinking outside the box in terms of solving problems. And I think that that's just like a really innate quality in a lot of entrepreneurs. We just don't take no necessarily.
I agree. I totally agree. And and that instead of focusing on the problem, it's just like solution. Like, it still doesn't mean you're not like upset and angry. And like,
you're not screaming or crying into the
like happens. Maybe on a daily basis. Who knows, right?
I mean, yes, sometimes they're definitely.
That makes you feel better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not a straight path.
It is never a straight path. It's the zigs and the zags that make it great, right? So I love that. So I guess in this story then of how you've gotten from the beginning until now, which obviously we like snapshotted into like a minute, but in the twists and turns and the curves along the way, what would you say has been like one thing? I know you mentioned like having a business and then choosing to close the doors of your retail store and then working at a company doing something else and then not by your choice, but their doors closed and you having to figure out the next step. But what within that, maybe more so in where you are now in your business, would you say has been something that you've tried and it's just like failed miserably and you had like all high hopes, you're coming in hot, you're like, yes, this is gonna go, and then tanks. And you're like, what in the world?
How much time do you have? Like,
let's focus. Like, I know,
so
like we could go for days, right? Let's focus on like one or two that you can like think of that would just be like off the cuff.
Like, I just thought this is where I'm going, and I'm actually way over here now.
Totally.
I would actually say like my retail store, and I know that was just a step in getting to where I am now. But if you had asked me when I opened the doors to that store, like I would have had multiple locations by now. I mean, like that was it. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just didn't, I think, know what that meant at the time. But having to close the doors of my store, and like not by choice, but because of circumstance, was a really kind of tough pill to swallow. But I also kind of know that because I started doing Elizabethlyn like while I still had the doors open, I knew I had something to kind of like carry me through. But I also felt like, I mean, like my whole world had shifted and like done a 360 basically, and everything I knew to be true was not true anymore.
So did it make you feel like a failure to have to close the doors?
Yeah. Well, yes, and I felt like a failure as like a human being, basically, because
just like all aspects.
Yeah, because I, poured my heart and soul into this business and all the money, and people loved it, and
you know that feeling when you put on your favorite sweater and it feels like home, like something you could just wear forever, a big hug? Foreverly Yours is a local, amazing company that not only creates sustainable kids and women's apparel, accessories, and organic fabrics, but believes in the customer service and wants every piece of their collection to be something that you will love. The heart of their company believes that everyone should have access to fashionable, sustainable, handmade clothing at an accessible price. Each piece is handmade with love. One of my favorite products are their scrunchies, which I now get to share with my girls. They have such fun patterns and prints, and they are always a conversation piece. We even carry their lemon scrunchies exclusively to our nonprofit Cassidy's Lemonade Stands boutique for cystic fibrosis, and everyone just loves them. Because all of the products are handmade with love, they are coming up with new prints and patterns all the time. I already know what my next purchase is going to be. It's the You're Making Me Blush long sleeve tee, which will be perfect for fall. And I absolutely love the blush color that it comes in. They even offer free shipping on all orders over $75. And as a valued member of the Celebrating Simple Life community, you get an exclusive code to receive 15% off your entire order. 15% off your entire order. You can get a jump start on your holiday shopping by clicking over to www.foreverlyyours.com and use the code CELEBRATE15 at checkout to receive your discount. That's foreverlyyours.com and use the code CELEBRATE15 because today is a great day to celebrate.
It still wasn't enough to hold on whilst going through, the end of a marriage.
Yes, totally. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So what did you tell yourself during that time? Because I think that is the one thing that it defines the entrepreneurs that are really going to make something of themselves, and the ones that are like, you know what, maybe I am just not cut out for this kind of like lifestyle where it can be a roller coaster on a day-to-day basis. Maybe I want something more secure, right? So what would you say, like, what did you tell yourself in the time when everything's hitting the fan and you're in it? And I mean, obviously retrospect is a beautiful thing.
Totally.
And maybe you weren't thinking these things in the moment, but for somebody that maybe is going through just the worst time and wondering like, how do all of these sticks of badness come at me at once? What do I do? What's wrong with me? Like, tell me.
Thank you, universe. I don't need all the lessons all at once.
Yeah. Like, what would you tell yourself? Like, what was the way that you helped get yourself out of that dark place of feeling like you weren't enough, or feeling like you weren't worthy, or feeling like you knew that you had great things to give the world and that this just wasn't the way that it was going to happen?
I'm so fortunate that I've always had like an extremely large and supportive support system, I guess you could say. Like, my friends and my family have carried me through like the epitome of darkness and just kind of showed me through that like love and support. There's just it's gonna be okay. Like, no matter what happens, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, it will be okay.
Well, and it's amazing how, I mean, support system, I would say, is a term that's used like a lot. And I know that there are a lot of people in this world who, unfortunately, for whatever circumstances, don't necessarily feel that they have a support system. But I really do believe that it doesn't matter whether you're an entrepreneur or just living life.
Yeah.
That really is the key. Like, to feel like you're alone, it's like very easy to tell yourself very negative things.
Totally.
Like, in a heartbeat.
Nobody understands. Nobody, you know what I mean? And even if you, like, maybe you're living in a different city away from all of your family and good friends and stuff like that, there's support systems everywhere. And like the age that we live in with all this technology, I mean, like, you really can source out the support that you need in different ways. But another thing, I just really kind of turned inward and got curious about, okay, I'm not at fault in these things as well. So what decisions am I making, and you know, what choices and what paths, and like how have I come here? Because like I did it to myself as well. I wasn't, you know, alone, and like it's not all everybody else's fault,
right?
You know,
yeah.
And so I just kind of got curious, and I went inward, and I did a lot of personal work, and I'm still doing a lot of personal work.
Just an ongoing process.
Yeah. I mean, I wish you could just like put in a solid year of personal development and then you'd be good, but it's ever changing and it's, it's, I just kind of had to dig deep inside, and there's always been a light. Always been a light at the end of the tunnel, no matter what the situation. It's just my biggest learning is like, I see the light, but like, when is it going to be right in front of my face?
Hello.
I get it. I know it's there. And what's the timeline here?
Totally.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I am the same way. And I think that's, one of the things that has like drawn me like to you. I mean, you're my friend, but like seeing you in a business side of things too, there is this light about you. You like resonate with that. And I see that even for people that maybe don't know you personally. I would say if you seeing what you post on Instagram, you see, I know that Instagram is this like magical fairyland where everyone's like, oh wow, everyone's life must be perfect on there. But you are somebody that I feel keeps it so real on there. And yes, you see beautiful images of your jewelry and like all of the stuff.
Shout out to Molly.
Yes, shout out to your incredible photographer and social media personnel.
Yes.
But yeah, you just keep it real. You like post funny things. You keep it real. You are not pretending here that life is all just one big happy rainbows.
That's so exhausting.
Exhausting.
It's exhausting to have that content in front of your face all the time too. You know, and I'm guilty of going down that rabbit hole of following people and thinking this about them and that about them. And because of my life experience and the things that I've gone through, and I mean, you and I have had this conversation as well. You just never know what's going on in people's lives. Like, don't assume.
100%.
And don't like want what you think someone else has, because you don't know what's going through people's heads and hearts.
Yeah. Because you were posting probably beautiful retail pictures while you're going through a really messy situation in your life, and it's not rainbows.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree.
And I think after, becoming a mother too, I'm like, it's really not rainbows, you guys. This shit is hard.
It is happening.
Yeah. And like, I think that is a point of connection for people, to me as well, like who are mums. Because I'm not gonna lie.
We're not sugarcoating it.
I will post a really cute picture of Asher and I, or like a nice photo that Molly's taken of me, and like that caption is real and raw, and it is like, you guys today fucking sucked, and here's why. Anyone else? Got it.
Hello? Yeah. And then the support starts rallying, and you're like, oh, thank goodness I am not the worst human being on earth.
Seriously.
I know.
Because there's days where you're just like, how do I, but tomorrow's another day. That's so cliche, but it is. Just go to sleep, girl. Have a glass of wine. Have a hot shower or bath. Go to sleep.
Totally. I agree. Well, I tell you, there are as many days where, I know with our kids, we're in different stages of life, but there are as many days still where all of a sudden I'll be like randomly just looking at something on Instagram, and one of your witty quotes will pop up about something that's gone catastrophic in mother world for the day. And I'm like, oh, bless your heart, Megan. It's exactly what I needed to hear in this exact moment.
Thank you for
I love that.
Whoever invented box wine.
So you have some really cool products, always ever-changing, evolving on your website and in your inventory. And I can only imagine that with the beautiful things I'm seeing on the website, like what your brain must look like on the inside of like, all these exciting new things. So I understand, now you're going to have to like stop me if I'm saying too much information, but I understand that there might be something launching this fall.
I mean, there could be.
Ooh, is there any like sneak peek little details that you can tell our listeners?
I think I can give a couple hints.
Okay.
What the collection I just dropped for summer, I guess you would say, is called the Prairie Boho Collection. And you'll see elements of, all my designs are, like, I design for layering. It's dainty, it's delicate. So depending on your style, you can wear, like, you're wearing a single necklace.
Yes, I had to represent today.
Yes, I love it. You're always representing. And I'm wearing, like, 3, so depending on your mood, whatever. But you'll see kind of elements in the latest collection that, like, maybe there's, like some crystal or intentional stone work happening, and maybe there's,
maybe reflecting on like some inner workings and what's going on in the world.
Like the universe is a really big place. Maybe there's a little piece of that happening. The cosmos are kind of an important. I'm really, really interested, and I resonate a lot with astrology. So you're going to see maybe some new, zodiac elements, some intentional stone pairings, some really fun, intentional things happening. And then maybe also for the very first time, you might see like little sets of things, or, gift sets.
How exciting.
Yeah.
So now you've piqued our interest, and everybody wants to know, including me. So how within this fall might this come about, where we might see some of these things coming out?
Well, I will be at, some of the markets leading up to holiday. But before that, I thought, like, wouldn't it be really fun to, I don't know, like, throw a party?
Yay!
Right?
A party!
And I happen to know this really amazing event planner that I'm chatting with at the moment, who...
So excited.
Yeah.
So, you guys, we are working together on this super cool launch party, and this is like a new thing for Elizabethlyn. You don't usually have, you're everywhere. Like, don't get me wrong. This is not a new thing to launch these products. You are everywhere, and you're in stores, and then often I pop in, I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you had your stuff here. Super cool. All these places that you carry it across.
The support's been incredible.
Not just in Saskatoon, but across everywhere. And obviously you're available worldwide by going online. But
I actually just went to the post office and shipped an order that was placed in New York to go to Paris, which I was like, probably going to brag about that one for the rest of my day. We're going to throw that
out there.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good girl.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so with a soiree that might be throwing. So for details and dates, I'm assuming that everybody can go and follow Elizabethlyn on Instagram.
Yes, check Instagram. We'll be keeping you up to date on Instagram, on Facebook, online, and there's this handy dandy little pop-up when you go to my website that pops up that invites you to join the EL Insider list, which is essentially like, I'm not going to spam you with emails because that's super annoying, but I want you guys to know the important details. So if you sign up for that, you maybe will have like early access to things.
Might just include a VIP access?
Yeah.
Cool.
We're dropping a little bit of an idea about VIP things happening.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Well, I am beyond excited about this, and I am sure that lots of people will be signing up so that they can get to be first to know on your amazing collections. So to wrap up our conversation, I always like asking the exact same questions because I like
so much.
Almost like a game show, maybe.
Yes, and it's like random facts. I love random facts.
So do I.
Oh,
like,
so
why is
fun.
that so fascinating?
I don't know, because,
I know.
just gives little glimpses.
It does.
Yeah.
A little snapshot. To, like, you're actually a real human being.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who knew?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so first question. What is one thing that you do in the morning that sets the tone for your day? It could just be opening your eyes.
Well, that might be
Some days.
It depends how Asher wakes Mummy up that day. But the first thing I generally do is, like, I have to make a coffee.
Oh, sometimes even just like the habitual
Yes.
act of making
Yes.
it is like somehow like, okay,
It, like,
day, let's
starts
begin.
to wake me up. Yeah. Yes.
I love that.
And then I also, every night before I go to bed, but I started doing this in the morning too, I'm really, like, everybody needs to practice gratitude more. I'm a gratitude pusher.
Yes.
And so I do like 3 things I'm thankful for, grateful for the night before, but I want to start my day off with that too. So I like to set the tone for my day with, like, especially if I got woken up really early by a cranky toddler.
Yes.
Then I'm like, okay, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful.
Yes. And it doesn't matter what it is, but the littlest of things can really
I'm
reshape.
grateful that there's coffee brewing.
Yes.
I'm grateful.
Thank you for sunlight.
So
Yeah,
I can,
totally.
I can probably shower. I'm grateful for Paw Patrol.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Paw Patrol, exactly. Okay, so you make a coffee. So what is your coffee order then? Like, if you're just brewing up like a regular coffee, do you drink it black? If you were out at some cute...
Black.
Okay.
Yeah. But I am fully addicted to the iced oat milk lattes at Ven.
Oh, I haven't tried
Oh,
them, but
girl.
I've heard... You are not the first person that I have heard this from.
They're life-changing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know.
Probably
right?
going to start keeping them in business.
Yeah.
The regular hot oat milk lattes are very delicious as well. But...
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. While you are out and about in a day, what is something that you always have in your purse that might be a little bit ornate or unique, or something that maybe you just like have to have when you're traveling or on an airplane with you? Like, what would be like the item?
I mean, this is going to be boring, but lip balm.
Those
I like
chapped
have
lips.
a lip balm in every room of the house. My favorite is Uncle Mike's all natural lip
yes.
balm. I have like probably 20 of them on the go at any time because you just can't not have lip balm. So I have to say, like, I'm boring, but lip balm.
Hey, that's good. Nothing's worse. Lips are chapped, none to be found.
Yeah.
It's panic.
It's panic. Yeah. And snacks. Snacks are very important.
You know, I just started keeping a bag of trail mix in my purse.
Yes.
Like, I don't know what. Like, it's just, you're sitting in traffic occasionally. I panic.
Oh, yeah.
Things are going downhill very
Hangry.
fast.
It happens quick.
Very fast. The road rage. I'm like,
Yeah.
just a few
But
bites
then,
of trail mix
like,
and I'm calm.
I need to hide my snacks, kind of like I have Asher snacks and I have my snacks, and then if he sees my snack,
Right.
it's like, so yeah,
Game over.
Yeah. You have to strategically plan the purse snacks.
You do. You do. And I always carry trail mix, and I know nuts are an issue in certain places, so then I'm like extra secretive of them. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. What is one thing that you do as a self-care type of tactic in order to help protect your mental health?
I do a few things, but I worked with Alexia from Soul Studio and last year, and she introduced me to the idea of a ritual. And that can look different for every person. That can be like you're making your coffee. You're
Right.
like, you know what I mean? But for me, I have like a little shelf of like really beautiful card decks. And so I feel like when I'm overthinking or I'm anxious or I'm stressed or whatever, I go and I just pull cards, and it's just funny how the universe works. You always get what you need. But that, and I've been really like, that kind of led me to realizing how much I need like just alone time. And
Right.
it doesn't have to be a super, weekend or
Right.
a long, it can literally be an hour that recharges me to just sit with myself or like run errands in the car by myself. It makes me a better person. It makes me a better mother. So I would say like definitely just finding something that brings me a little bit of like comfort
Yeah.
in the day.
Almost like sparks joy, that term.
Sparks joy. And I mean, I do love a good face mask and a hot bath, a glass of wine as well.
Yeah.
And another thing is sleep that I've noticed. I mean, obviously since becoming a mom, but how important sleep is.
Sleep is the underrated self-care.
So underrated.
It's like you don't realize, I mean, you realize anybody who has ever gone through some type of life circumstance, like either having a kid or moved to a place or traveling in different time zones, whatever the case may be, that sleep for me is like the healthiest thing you can do. I am still so absolutely nuts about my bedtime and my kids' bedtimes because I honestly believe that is like, just bar none, the easiest way to stay healthy.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree. Okay, lastly, if you could only give one piece of advice to somebody who's either just life advice or somebody starting in business the way that you started years ago and are now paying it forward, what would be like a piece of advice that could just be like an easy thing for somebody to remember as you got this?
The first thing that pops into my head is you don't need to know all of the things right now.
That's a good one.
You don't need to know all the things right now. And I, as somebody who like runs a business or I've, led teams and stuff like that, everybody doesn't need to know all of your things either.
Very wise.
Sometimes I'm wise, yeah.
Yeah, look at you.
But it's just, like people don't need to know all the answers. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't need all the information right this second.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah, and life will keep going in circles and you will
Yes.
keep moving forward and all
like,
as well.
Ask yourself, is this going to matter as much as it matters to me right now in this moment? Is this going to matter this much tomorrow? Is this
Right.
going to matter this much in a year? Is this going to matter this much in 6 years? If the answer is yes, then okay. Probably going to be no, because in the moment we're just like reacting.
Yes.
Right? And
Isn't
I'm
that
guilty of this
true?
all the time. Another thing I always say to people is like, I'm just going to just wait a beat.
I like
Just
that.
wait a beat. You don't need to know all the things. Wait a beat.
Totally.
That's my life
Like,
advice.
I love that. And sometimes one deep breath in and
Yeah.
out can just like press the reset to be like, you know what?
Totally.
That's right. Let's maybe not react.
Totally. And if you are reacting out of, if like, we've all gotten those text messages or those emails and you're like,
Not
and then
today.
you start typing back, just don't type back right now.
Yes.
Wait on it wait a beat.
Wait a
That
beat.
beat could be an hour, it could be 5 minutes, it could be a night. It's okay.
I am so borrowing that.
Yeah.
Wait a beat. I love
mean,
that.
I also say like, it's not, is it life or death circumstance?
Right.
Probably not.
99% of
Yeah.
the time, not.
So just wait a beat, and then with a clear head and a calm heart,
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that can make the world of a difference in business decisions, interactions, and personal.
Yeah. You really want to be at a like 1 to 2 type of temperament, not at a 10.
Yeah.
When you're like
10's not a great
10, I'd
place
say
to
even if you're at a 5, probably not a good idea.
I would
We're-
reply to that
we're-
email if you're at a
we're
5.
wanting to be, we're wanting to be down there.
Yeah.
Before we reply.
Gather your thoughts.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Wait a beat. Okay, I'm so
Wait a
I'm so
beat.
using that.
Love it.
thank you
You're
for joining me
welcome.
today. You are just, I just love chatting with you.
Aw,
I think
thank
the last
you.
time we just had a social get together, all of a sudden like 5 hours had passed and you were like,
We're like,
oh.
are we going to order another
Yeah,
drink? Okay.
Yeah, we are. We're
was
going
awesome.
in. Yeah, and that's how your launch party is now coming
Yeah,
to be.
exactly.
So where can people find you on the online world if they don't already follow you?
So my website is www.elizabethlyn.ca, and then Instagram is at Elizabethlyn Jewelry, and then we're on Facebook as well. There's links.
There's
to all
links.
The
So
things.
I will link this all in the
Yeah.
show and follow her and stay tuned for all to come. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
This show would not be possible without you, my incredible listeners. It would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to Celebrating Simple Life wherever you listen to podcasts. If you really want to make my day, leave a review. Each week, I will pick one review that will be read on the show, and the person who left that review will receive a special gift from me. Cheers to Celebrating Simple Life.